What if I told you India had a computer made of stone, no wires, no screens, but it predicted eclipses 2000 years ago, and it's still accurate today? When I was in school, I thought computers were invented in the West. Microchips, machines, binary code. But during a trip to Jaipur, I saw something that shattered that belief. A giant stone structure pointing at the sky. No buttons, no software, just precision. I asked the guide, "What is this?" He smiled and said, "India's ancient computer. It was the Jantar Mantar, built in the 18th century, but based on texts over 2000 years old. Each structure tracks planets, stars, and even time, using nothing but sunlight and geometry." In a world where we Google moonrise timings, this monument shows it, to the second, without electricity, without error. It made me wonder, were we really discovering science, or just remembering what we had forgotten? Jantar Mantar isn't just monument, it's a reminder, a call from our ancestors to look up, calculate, and question. They didn't have computers because they were the computers. So next time someone says India was backward, take them to Jaipur and let 2000-year-old science speak louder than pride. What if I told you an ancient Indian map shows Antarctica without ice, centuries before modern satellites even discovered it? They say history is written by the victors, but what if truth is buried beneath the ice? I grew up thinking Antarctica was a frozen desert, untouched till the 1800s, but during a college research project on ancient Indian cartography, I stumbled upon something shocking. A map referenced in ancient Sanskrit texts, showing a southern continent with rivers, valleys, even cities, but no ice. The map matched the Piri Reis map, a 16th century enigma showing ICE's Antarctica's ice-free coastline, confirmed only in 1958 by seismic scans. But this Indian version was older, drawn using knowledge from pre-Ice Age civilizations mentioned in Vedic texts. How did they know what Antarctica looked like 6,000 years ago unless they'd seen it? Were our ancestors explorers or survivors of something we've forgotten? Maybe history isn't just about kings and battles. Maybe it's about memory, buried, erased, or frozen in time. And every ancient scroll we ignore could be a map, not to a place, but to a forgotten truth. So next time someone says India was behind, show them a map that saw the world before the world even knew itself. Imagine this. While the rest of the world was figuring out how to not die from drinking dirty water, India had cities with freaking underground drainage 6,000 years ago. Let that sink in. Ancient Indian engineers were out here building eco-friendly plumbing before the freaking pyramids were even a blueprint. Couple years back, my apartment in LA flooded because of one busted pipe. Water everywhere, smelled like a swamp. I had to couch surf for a week. And here's the kicker. These ancient Indian cities, they had public toilets, covered drains, watertight bricks, and even manholes. Bro, that's smarter than half our modern cities, 6,000 years ago. Let that timeline slap you in the face, and yet we barely talk about it. No textbook shouted this out. No Hollywood movie flexed it. Why? Because the Indus Valley civilization, with cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, was too advanced to fit the narrative that the West invented everything. But guess what? They didn't just invent systems. They lived with balance, design, purpose. While we build concrete jungles, they built sustainable cities, in peace. This ain't just about some ancient sewer system. It's about giving credit where it's due, about realizing that India wasn't developing, it was already developed. Long before Rome, long before Athens. So next time someone calls ancient civilizations primitive, tell them to Google Mohenjo-daro drainage, or better, share this and remind the world where smart really began. Imagine building a temple so precise. NASA's like, how the hell did they do this without computers? Now here's the wild part. It was all done using sacred geometry, like spiritual math meets God-level architecture. So I was backpacking through South India, just trying to find some peace, you know. I stumble on this ancient temple. No blueprints, no concrete, but the symmetry. Bro, it slapped harder than anything I've seen in Manhattan. Every angle, every shadow, timed with the sun, the moon, the freaking equinox, and it was built over 1,000 freaking years ago. Then I met this monk, real chill dude. He tells me this isn't just math, it's divine balance, energy flow, frequency, vibration. Turns out they weren't just measuring stones. They were syncing human consciousness with the cosmos, like geometry as a spiritual weapon. Meanwhile, we're here flexing calculators and still can't align a doorknob right. So yeah, sacred geometry ain't just about triangles. It's ancient science wrapped in soul. Maybe modern math didn't evolve. Maybe it forgot. Next time you see an ancient Indian temple, don't just take a pic. Ask yourself, what did they know that we don't? And yo, if geometry class had this kind of drip, I'd have paid attention.